I'm sure you've experienced that many times. And so the front, when it comes to frontline leaders, it's really about like the leadership part, the management part of their job more than it is necessarily about the IC, the technical part of their job. And so doing that with them is very rewarding.
What tools have you found useful in helping frontline managers be able to receive feedback so that they can use it as a foundation for accelerating their growth?
Yeah. You can receive feedback in different moments, but actually feedback can occur in different cadences, ranging from once a year to once every hour. And if you're getting a deluge of feedback once a year that comes from your manager, maybe it's come from a 360 review, that's a lot to process emotionally because it's a lot to be said about me, which I find hard. But it's also a lot to unpack in terms of the moments in which I demonstrated those behaviors and the evidence of how that was there. And it's easy to refute some of that feedback. So all the way the other end of the spectrum, we're building a product called Parafoil. Parafoil is designed to give you feedback after every interaction you have with your team. And so you might not want feedback every hour, but you might want to understand what are the patterns in the feedback I'm getting from Parafoil on a day-to-day basis. How am I showing up with this particular direct report over the course of time? So longitudinally, Parafoil watches the way you lead and gives you actionable advice based on the real things you said in your conversations, and then shares with you different ways that you could have said that and different ways that you could have shown up in service of the kind of leader you want to be. So, what's really important is we're not trying to help you become a leader that we think is the right kind of leader for you. Everyone needs to find their own path and be the most authentic version of themselves. We we share with you feedback on the basis of some choices you make at the beginning, and then help shape you into the leader that you want to become. And so we do that in the minute to minute, in the hour to hour, in the day to day, rather than waiting until your performance review. And that hopefully means that by the time you get to those quarterly, 6 monthly, biannually reviews, you're already on the path, things are moving. And the goal is to get you, honestly, to get you to great high performance, be a great kind of leader before you even have to worry about whether or not you're getting feedback from external folks.
The other observations that I have in general is we have to get to the point where we're ready, willing, and able to receive feedback. We get feedback all the time.
Yes,
Just because you get feedback doesn't mean that you're ready to receive it.
it's true. It's true. Yeah.
And it's when you're ready to receive feedback, that's when the changes and the growth can happen. Because there's some manager that's listening to this right now. You've been getting feedback for the past few years and you haven't been listening.
Yeah.
And now it's the time to start listening. Not that people are against you or they're trying to say things that can hurt you. How can you take the information that's coming to you and filter it through the lens of
Mhm.
how can I grow and how can this make me better?
Yeah. I- if you're somebody who's completely dedicated to your performance, often that tends to mean a lot of what I call right channel activity and not a lot of read channel activity, right? And so we tend to do a lot of that as somebody who are dedicated to our performance. We tend to be, some of us are very type A. We go, and actually one of the hardest behaviors for somebody who is very much like that is to, just to kind of build on your point, James, is to step back and say, listen, high performance means high learning.